Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So today's video is a pick a card on channeling a message from your higher self. I have tried to do this video probably once a day, every day for the past week, and I have not done it successfully. I have even tried already to record it today and got about halfway through before realizing that my mic was off the whole time. So we're gonna try again and hopefully you can hear me this time. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, and also I do recognize that my camera quality is not the best. I am using my new laptop's camera, and the new laptop is meant for gaming, not for recording. I should have a real camera within the next week or two and start recording with that instead, so the camera quality is not permanent. It will get better, I promise. So with that, let's jump in. This is pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Ignore the fact that there's an angel card up here. It does have the same card as this. Yeah, it does have one of those as well. It's just the way I put it back after trying once again. And I selected, we'll start with pile 1. Move these over here. Okay, so pile 1, you have the rose quartz here, which might be significant to you. Might not be. Your first card is the Knight of Wands. Hey, Lex. Your next card is the Key, as well as the Clouds. In terms of Lenormand, imagine this came out the Clouds and then the Key, just because that's how it came out originally, and that's how you read Lenormand. Ignore the cat trying to get at the crystal through the table. You're pretty. And we've got New Moon in Capricorn, and then we've got the Yes card. Hey, baby. She really likes crystals. She wants to eat them. Anyway. So the message I started getting from this earlier, when I tried to record it the first time, is that you may have an assumption that something is easy in your life, or that if you do a certain task, I think this is actually where I was going to end up going with it. I feel more that if you are under the impression that if you do something, then everything else is going to fall into place. So let's say you're applying for university, and you think if I just do this one extracurricular activity, I'm going to get into university. Or if I just do this one essay, I'm going to get into the university of my dreams. That's all I need to do. Now, it's a very simplified example, but it's kind of gives you an idea of what I'm talking about. You know, it could be even thinking, okay, well, if I start my own YouTube channel, then everything's going to fall into place and I'm going to start making really big money really soon, really quickly. So you're having like those sorts of ideas. Like, so those are just two very, very specific examples. So it could be something totally different, but hopefully it gives you a good idea of what I'm talking about. And your higher self is trying to tell you that that's not the case. That's not how it's going to work out. You need to do more to be able to get what you want. You know, like, this goal is not going to be easy to accomplish. So if your end goal is to graduate from the university of your dreams, one extracurricular activity is not going to help you get in, or one essay is not going to help you get in. You have to, do hard work, or put hard work, or put effort. That's what I'm looking for. Put effort into your classes this year, right? If you're in grade 12 or your victory lap or whatever, you need to put effort in and get good grades. That way, it'll help boost that one essay that you write to get in. Maybe it'll help to apply for a couple different subjects in that university. That way you can get into that university no matter what. It might help to have a very stunning portfolio of things that you've done. So, whether it's running a couple different extracurricular activities, or being a school photographer, or being involved in the student council. These are all very helpful things that'll help give you that boost to get into that dream university. But then your end goal still isn't just to be there, right? Your end goal is to graduate from there, to get a diploma or a degree in what you want. And in that case, it's not enough just to do that one essay to get in. You also have to be putting effort into those classes and doing what you can at university to graduate, right? And likewise, if your goal is to become famous on YouTube and make a whole bunch of money, then, you need to make a YouTube account, but you also need to start uploading videos on a consistent schedule. You need to start working towards monetization, make sure you're following all of the monetization guidelines and rules. You need to start promoting yourself and having other platforms to promote yourself on, and so on and so forth. And you also have to be willing to accept that it won't happen overnight. You're not going to make PewDiePie-like numbers in a month. It'll take time. It could take years even. Well, in case of PewDiePie, it probably would take years to get to his level of fame. But that's, you have to be realistic about your goals, and that's what your higher self wants you to know. Your goals aren't unachievable, whatever they may be, whether it's becoming a famous YouTuber, becoming a famous model, or marrying a famous actor. These are all attainable goals as long as you're taking the necessary steps to get there. And I also recognize that sometimes it's hard to chase our goals, especially when they seem so far away. My goal for myself would be to one day be fully independent financially. And also be self-employed in that. So not have to be my own boss and be independently financially stable. I messed up those words, but you get what I mean. And I'm not just doing one or two things to try to get there. I'm starting a whole bunch of different projects, and I'm also working while doing this. That way I'm still making money to fund my projects, and I'm trying to promote myself on every platform. I'm doing everything I can to get out there. And those aren't unattainable goals. They might be a hard goal to imagine at first. It's hard to imagine myself as being financially stable or being my own boss, but it's not unachievable. Just it's not unachievable for you to marry a famous actor. If that's your goal in life. That's something you can do as long as you're taking the right steps. Maybe you need to get more involved with the acting community in your own community. That way you can become a very low-level actor or actress. That way you can start building up your own skill and then be involved in more parties or gatherings that would allow you to meet that actor of your dreams. So no matter how crazy or fantastical your dream or goal is, that doesn't make it any less achievable so long as you're taking the steps to get there. And with the Knight of Wands, we see that you want things to come quickly. You might be a little bit impatient, but then the new moon in Capricorn is kind of counteracting that. It's saying you can't be impatient about this. You have to take your time. You have to go slow. You have to, put hard work into this and put effort into this. Otherwise, it's never going to happen. You're just going to end up disappointed. The clouds and the key, to me, the key is opening a door to possibilities. You're opening up this whole new world. And then the clouds represent confusion or illusion or, hiding something from you. So I think that you're not necessarily seeing all the paths you could take right now. So if your goal is to marry a famous actor, for example, and, the only way you can think of marrying that famous actor is by being at one of their movie screenings. And that's the only way you can think. You can't think of any other way to marry them, so you're just focused on that one goal. Well, that might never happen, right? And then you're just going to end up being disappointed because your goal didn't come true. Never happened. Whereas if you're putting if you're trying to do different goals, trying to take different paths to get to that goal, you might have a better look at actually achieving it. And those goals, or those paths, might be very hard to find at first, because it is hard to look through this veil of confusion, this veil of clouds or fog, and see past it and see what other paths there are to take to this door of opportunity, this window of opportunity. But that doesn't mean they're not there. And, a very personal example, again, for me, for example, in terms of being independently wealthy or being financially stable, but being my own boss at the same time, it isn't enough for me just to do one thing. It might end up being enough to do that one thing, but for now, as someone who's just starting off, I can't just rely on one route, especially when I have interest in other things. So I'm trying to dabble in as many different things as I can and take on as many different projects that I can handle. That way, hopefully, one is bound to take off. So you just have to keep in mind that you can't be narrow-minded about your goals. That's what your higher self is saying. Don't be narrow-minded. You can achieve this goal. I already know you have achieved this goal. In the future, that is. It's not on the path that you're thinking it is on. You went down a different path. You're going to go down a different path. And you just have to look through this fog and this confusion to try and figure out what that path might be. Then we've also got yes here, and I think yes definitely symbolizes that this dream or this goal you have is going to come to fruition. You're going to see it happen, you're going to see it pay off, you're going to see it. So that's your reading. I don't think I really particularly have any more to say on your pile. I hope you found it accurate though. If you did, I take the most obnoxious sips and I'm very sorry. If you did find it accurate, please leave a like and subscribe and comment. I appreciate all and any feedback, and I'm also very open to taking recommendations of what kind of videos you want to see next. So anyway, I hope you all have a very lovely day, and I shall see you all either, maybe one more video will come out tonight, so you might see me again later tonight, or if not, I will see you all tomorrow. I love you very much. Okay, pile 2, just steal some fries. Okay, pile 2, but for real this time. You've got selenite here. And then the cards we pulled for you is the World, the situation will improve, third quarter moon, and the letter. Interesting. So what I'm seeing is that you might be expecting something to happen or hoping something's going to happen, but you might not be going after what it is you want to happen. So let's say you want an ex to reach out to you, or you want to talk to an ex, but you're just sitting back and hoping that they are going to reach out to you, that they're going to contact you. Or, for example, maybe you want to know how somebody feels about you. Maybe you have a crush on somebody and you want to know if they return those feelings. But you're just sitting back and waiting for them to make that confession, to let you know that they're into you. And your higher self wants you to know that's not going to work. Nothing's going to come out of this situation if you don't make those first moves. I am going to pull a clarifier for the Lenormand deck. Because typically we read Lenormand with at least 2 cards. Ignore my terrible shuffling skills. Oops. Okay. Sorry for how loud that chair is. There we go. Okay, so we have a clarifying Lenormand card for pile 2. We have a clarifying Lenormand card for pile 2. Okay, that is the one that I will use, even though it also just fell on the floor. It is such hard work not being able to shuffle. Okay, we've got the moon. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, with the letter and the moon, that actually kind of changes this a little bit. So I think some of you, I'm just trying to figure out how to organize these. I think for some of you, well, for most of you, it definitely is that like you're waiting for a message, or you're just trying to have faith in the universe that it's going to give you what you want, or that the things you're manifesting are going to come true with very little work. And that, of course, is not the case. You need to do the work. You need to put work into this. You need to go after what it is that you want. So if somebody has a crush on you, you need to ask them about that. Or if you have a crush on somebody, you need to ask them how they feel about you, because they might have a crush on you back, but just be too afraid to find out if you feel the same, right? Just as you are with them. And likewise, that's accurate for every situation. If you want to talk to an ex, then you're going to have to reach out to that ex and start contact with them, because who is to say they're ever going to reach out to you first? But I also think some of you will hear that message and still not do it, which I think is definitely very valid. If somebody told me, hey, if you want your ex to talk to you, you need to talk first, I would be like, oh, no, thank you. That's okay. They'll reach out first, even though they never will. And it's the same with you. You know, I feel like when I say you need to make this first move, you need to make the first contact, you need to confess first or whatever it may be, you're going to be like, okay, cool point. I hear what you're saying. I hear you. However, no thank you. So I think it would benefit you a lot to reach out to your spirit guide or to your higher self on your own and get that message yourself. To hear that message from yourself and understand like, oh, okay, no, you're right. This is the confirmation I'm looking for. So with the letter and the moon, you know, the letter signifies like a communication. It could be like a literal letter, it could be a text message. And then the moon represents spirituality and intuition and guidance. So that means a letter or a communication about spirituality or using your intuition. So for me, I would take that to mean you need to ask your guides or your higher self for a sign. Or even do divination spreads on it, you know? I'm going to have a couple pick a cards coming out in the next few days of like how does so and so feel about you, or what will be the situation between you and so, or like those types of pick a cards. So you could watch those, try and get further insight into the situation, see if it is okay for you to confess first. Or you could ask your own guides or do your own spreads. You know, pull a couple cards if you have a tarot deck just to figure out how they're feeling about you. Or ask your guides to send you a purple feather if this person that you have a crush on feels the same about you. And then, you know, by the end of the week when you see a purple feather, that might encourage you to make that first move and to be the brave one in this connection if you can't already do that yourself. I'm thinking too, some of you might need to be more open about your spirituality. I think a lot of you are just kind of going with the flow. You're going with whatever everybody else tells you. So, you know, if you were like my friend or whatever, for example, and I was talking a lot about my spirituality and you were just kind of like, well, I don't want to hurt their feelings, or I don't want to offend them in some way, or I don't know enough to have my own opinions about this topic, so I'm just going to go along with it and just think the same way, or any of that type of variation of thought, like you know, and you would just be agreeing with my spirituality instead of making your own path. And I think that's how it is for a lot of you. You're just kind of going along with what everyone else says. Somebody is saying, hey, like, I am religious and I believe this really strongly. You're like, okay, well, me too. I also am religious and I also believe that thing that you just said. But then you're not actually following your own morality or your own spirituality or what makes your soul or spirit feel most content. So you need to be making your own path right now, and that's important for you to know. You know, you need to carve out your own path and figure out what your spirituality looks like to you. It's okay to be spiritual, it's okay to be an atheist, it's okay to be religious, it's okay to be like any number of things. But you need to make sure that those thoughts are coming to you from yourself. If any of those are being forced upon you, then it might never feel like the right fit for you. And that can be really disheartening, you know? Like, I think for those of us who need some sort of spirituality or religion in our life, it can be really troubling if that doesn't seem to fit properly. So just know, if you are watching this, you probably are spiritual to some degree. And you need to make sure that you're spiritual for the right reasons and that you're not just doing it because it's what's new, or it's what your best friend or boyfriend or girlfriend or partner is doing, or it's not what your family does. Make sure it's what feels right for you. And if it doesn't, reach out to somebody in a different religion or a different spirituality or a different belief and talk to them about their belief, as so long as it's one that you're interested in, and see if maybe that fits better. It's okay to convert to different spiritualities. It's okay to convert to different religions. Even if it goes against what the people around you believe in. It can be really scary to do so, but it can be really beneficial for yourself. So it's definitely important that you know that and that you are going along with what feels good to you instead of what you think everyone else wants you to be doing. Also, the situation will improve here is telling me that if there is kind of a hard point in your life right now, or if things aren't going super well for you, just know that it's going to get better, and your higher self wants you to know that from where they're standing, you already are better. So from their sight in the future, you are better. So the situation that you've been dealing with that might be a struggle for you, might be hard for you, it will improve, and it does improve. So that's your reading. I hope you found it relevant or interesting at least. If you like the reading, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment. I appreciate all comments, good or bad. Preferably good though, of course, but don't be afraid to say what's on your mind. And if you have any recommendations for what kind of pick-a cards or videos you want to see in the future, just let me know. I'm open to doing a video about just about anything, really, so definitely feel free to let me know what's on your mind or what you want to see. I might have another video coming out tonight, so if I do, I will see you in another short few hours. But if I don't, then I shall definitely see you tomorrow, I hope. Probably in the evening, though, but I will see you tomorrow. And I hope you all have a lovely rest of your night, and yeah, I love you all very much. Okay, pile 3. Got grain of venturing for you. A really hot candle. So your cards are the Moon, the Nine of Cups. No need to worry. Balsamic Moon. And the Ring. So I am just going to pull a clarifier with the Ring, as Lenormand is meant to be read in at least 2 cards because each card influences each other. So if we have a clarifier to go along with the Ring. So far though, I'm sensing that your higher self needs you to be spending more time healing yourself. You might have just been ending some sort of really poor situation. Okay, interesting. Now you might have been ending a really poor situation or just getting out of a pretty poor situation. And it's for your own health and your own healing that you take some time by yourself to meditate and to focus on yourself. It could be that, you might have recently broken off some sort of engagement or contract with somebody, which has left you feeling very upset or sad, or it may have you just feeling very lonely. It could have you feeling like you've betrayed somebody, or just may even just be making you feel very anxious. So by breaking off a contract or an engagement, it could literally mean ending an engagement with somebody, so like leaving your fiance. But it could even be something as simple as quitting a job, because you had a contract with that job that you would work there and they would give you money. So, it could be that you recently quit, or you recently have been thinking about quitting a job, or like I said, it could be as severe as actually leaving a partner. It doesn't even necessarily have to be a fiance. It could just be just a regular romantic partner, because you still have kind of like a verbal contract or a verbal agreement to be with each other. And like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to have happened yet. You could just be thinking about it. I kind of find the Moon can be kind of like an introspective card. It's about thinking and waiting for something, or reflecting on your options. So you could be thinking about ending something. And the cards kind of indicate that if you are thinking about ending something, whether, like I said, it's a job or cutting family off maybe, or ending a relationship or breaking up with a friend, whatever it is, these cards definitely signify that isn't your right move. I think your higher self wants you to know that you are better off without that person, even if it's hard to see. But you do need to spend some time just focusing on yourself. We also have a bit of travel here. The Moon to me almost could be a card about travel. The Nine of Cups is about travel almost. We've got the ship over here beside the Ring. It's kind of saying to me that you might need to take some time away. So if you are living somewhere with somebody, so like for example, I lived in an apartment with a roommate, right? Let's just say something bad happened here. It might be beneficial to me to move back home for a little bit, right? Nothing has happened, and that obviously isn't the case, but you might be in a similar situation where maybe if you do break up with your partner, or if you leave a job, or whatever it may be, you might need some comfort from either your mother or from a parental figure, or even just need a change of environment. Maybe it'll be beneficial for you to look into living a couple hours away from the city you're in right now, whatever that would look like for you, if it is possible during these times. These combinations could almost mean a commitment to traveling. You want to go on a trip and you're committed to going on a trip. To me, though, it looks more like leaving an engagement behind or moving into a new engagement. And that is also important to notice. I don't think it'll happen right away, but if you are leaving something right now or just ending something, once you do this inner part of the reading, once you've healed yourself and reached that inner peace, there is something better waiting for you. There's something better out there. You just have to get to that point first. Because we don't have the ship traveling away from the ring. We have it traveling towards the ring. So, if you need to move and clear your head, maybe during that move, you're going to find someone in that new place or find a good job in that new place, something that gives you more peace of mind or better benefits you than where you are right now. A time for healing. I think it would benefit you to do some meditation. I am seeing a lot of meditation in these cards. The Nine of Cups, we see a woman relaxing on a beach, almost in a meditative state. The Moon is a very intuitive card. It represents intuition and psychic abilities, as well as what is being hidden from us, but I'm taking it more as the intuitive side of things right now. And then we also have a time for healing, Balsamic Moon, which to me just screams meditation. So I think it would benefit you a lot to practice some meditation, clear your mind, kind of try and ease those thoughts that everything is bad right now, because it isn't all bad. It might feel bad and you might be experiencing negative situations, but that doesn't mean everything is bad. There's always at least one good thing in your life, right? Even if it's hard to find at times. And sometimes that good thing can just be the positivity of the future after this, right? Like leaving somebody sucks if that's what you're going through, but it means that there's so many doors open for a new person that's going to treat you so much better, right? Or if you're leaving a job, it's terrifying leaving a job. I would definitely know that, but you're opening that door to so many other jobs that might be a much better fit for you that you might not have applied for if you were still at this old job. So definitely recognize that you're opening these doors and spend some time meditating and reflecting on, of course, what you've lost, but also what's coming forward and what's going to benefit you going forward and how you can best benefit yourself going forward. Sorry for the outside noises. What else is coming through here? So I did mention things being hidden from you. That is something that is associated with the Moon card that I frequently forget, to be completely honest with you. So you might find that things are being hidden from you, or what I think is more likely with the No Need to Worry card, and even the Ship card to some extent, I think it's more likely that you are stressing out about the idea that someone is hiding something from you. I don't think there is being anything hidden from you, but I think you are very anxious over this thought that someone is hiding something from you. And it's important to note that, of course, depending on the situation and the relationship, if that's what it is, but in a lot of cases, if you don't trust your partner, even if you should trust your partner, but if there's something up and you just feel like you can't trust your partner, that says a lot about the relationship. They don't have to be hiding something from you for you to still know that you deserve better. So, if you feel like your partner's hiding something from you all the time, then maybe that's an indication that this relationship isn't meant for you, even if they genuinely aren't hiding anything. Because that still indicates that something's wrong, right? Like they're still not giving you what you need. And likewise, that somebody could very well be hiding something from you. If they are, I don't think it's anything serious. I just think that you need to be focused on yourself instead. I think you need to spend a lot of time focusing on yourself. We don't have the Hermit card here, but I'm very drawn to tell you to act like the Hermit card, pull away, do some self-reflection, spend some time on your own, learn what you need and what serves you best. That way, of course, you can be a better person in relationships going forward, and you can stop yourself from settling for less. A lot of us settle for less than we deserve just because we think that, well, this is pretty good, so I'm not going to get anything better. But you are, so if you do some self-reflection and realize what you truly deserve, you're going to stop getting into those relationships where there is, a number of things that are really heartbreaking and devastating for you. Overall, your higher self just wants you to know, though, that everything's going to turn out okay and it's all going to turn out the way it's supposed to. No matter what happens, you are going to come into this calm and peaceful energy. Even if you stay at that job or you stay with your partner, you're still going to find a way to be peaceful about it. And you're still going to be doing the healing and reflection that you need to do, no matter what happens. So that's your reading. It was around the same time as the others. Good. About 10 minutes each. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was relevant for you. If you did enjoy this reading, or you thought I said something interesting, or you just want to see more in the future, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment. I appreciate all comments, good or bad, and preferably good, of course, but I want all feedback, and I like talking to you guys, so don't be afraid to say anything. And as well, if you have any recommendations of videos you want to see, whether they're tarot cards or witchcraft or spirituality or anything you want, just let me know and I'll be happy to tailor towards that. So yeah, I might have another video out tonight. It depends. And if not, then I'll definitely have one out tomorrow night. But either way, I hope you guys all have a very lovely evening, and I will see you later. I love you very much.